Wake up and you'll find that the global IQ is dropped by 1,000 times. The once universally known 99 multiplication table has become the world's most difficult math problem. Qin Feng looked at Luo Wenhao speechlessly and didn't want to pay attention to him. Seeing that Qin Feng ignored him, Luo Wenhao furrowed his brows but quickly relaxed. How about I talk to the organizers and get you guys some wages for guarding the toilets? Otherwise, every year you come here, you leave empty-handed. It's not good. Luo Wenhao pretended to shake his head. Laughter erupted from the surroundings. Don't bother worrying about it. I'll take the championship this year. Just keep quiet. Qin Feng, who had been silent all along, slowly spoke while sitting on the sofa. Hee, are you telling me a joke? It's quite successful. This joke is indeed funny, said Luo Wenhao, bursting into laughter. Just now I wasn't sure if he was crazy or not, but now I'm sure. Xingshan District brought a madman to compete. Still a champion? It's good enough to get some salary. Xingshan District is beyond saving. Everyone thought Qin Feng was crazy. Xingshan District is at a dead end. Bringing a madman to the competition. Luo Wenhao laughed happily. The level of this competition is getting worse, even madmen can participate. Luo Wenhao walked towards his area while speaking. Seeing Luo Wenhao leave, the people around also felt bored and returned to their seats. See, we can only endure the humiliation. As long as you can get a ranking, it's worth it even if the director suffers and works hard, the director said, tears welling up in his eyes. Qin Feng shook his head helplessly. His name is Luo Wenhao, the champion of Chunhua District's competition, and he got a perfect score. These three are the favorites to win today, the director continued. Qin Feng didn't like playing with idiots, but he had no choice but to play with this group of idiots. Just then, the host said, the competition is about to begin. Non-participants, please leave. Staff, clear the area. As soon as the words fell, staff members cleared out the unrelated people, and in no time, the originally bustling venue was left with only half the people. The competition is finally starting. I wonder who will win this time. I think it should be Luo Qingchuan from Qingchuan District. What a great name. Finally, it's starting. Will there be a perfect score this year? The crowd below chattered about something. The host said, dear leaders, dear students, good morning. With the morning sun, our city welcomes the Triennial Elite Competition. First, let us warmly welcome the leaders and fair judges to the stage with our enthusiastic applause. The intense applause resounded from the audience. 3 judges and 2 leaders walked onto the stage at the same time. One of the leaders stepped forward. Dear students, you are all elites from various districts. Today, you are the protagonists of the competition. Compete with style, compete with skill. The host said, applause for our deputy mayor. Another round of enthusiastic applause erupted from the audience. The host said, next, please let the representative of the judging panel speak. As soon as the words fell, a referee wearing a black jacket took out a speech from his pocket. First of all, congratulations to all the students for participating in the elite competition. In order to ensure the smooth progress of this competition, on behalf of all the referees, I solemnly swear, this competition will be fair and just. The rules of this competition are as follows. Representatives from each district will participate in the exam, with 10 questions on the test paper, each question worth 2 points, for a total of 20 points. The highest scorer will be crowned champion, followed by the rest. In case of a tie, the tied individuals will have an additional round of competition until a winner is determined. A round of enthusiastic applause erupted from the audience. The host said, I announce that the elite competition is officially beginning. The results of our competition will be announced on site. Now, please wait in the waiting area, contestants. As soon as the words fell, the contestants from various districts stood up one after another. The most attention-grabbing were naturally the 3 favorites for the championship. All 3 of them stood up and walked towards the waiting area. Qin Feng, go and take the exam confidently. Even if you can't get a ranking, it doesn't matter. Just give it your all, the director said, looking worried. Qin Feng nodded and walked towards the waiting area. The host said, we have 4 large screens on site, 2 drones for real-time monitoring. Those outside can clearly see every move inside. The champion of this competition will receive a cash reward of 50,000 yuan and can also have a paid internship at Xianxin Group for 1 month. As soon as these words were spoken, there was an uproar in the audience. Wow! Xianxin Group! I heard about it earlier. I heard about it. It's really shocking. Who will be qualified to participate? That's the largest publicly listed company in the whole Sonshan city. Host, cheaters will permanently lose their eligibility. Candidates enter the examination room. As soon as the words fell, all the candidates in the waiting area entered their seats in order. Luo Qingchuan, Luo Wenhao, and Morong Bowen, their seats were all in the front row. Feng was the last one to enter, and the staff gave him a glance, last row, on the side. Feng was already used to it. He found his seat expressionlessly and sat down. Host, candidates, take your seats, referees distribute the test papers, raise your hand if there are any issues with the test papers. The referees entered and started distributing the test papers. Host, candidates, carefully check the contents of the test papers. If there are no issues, put on your headphones and start answering the questions. After carefully looking at the test papers, all the candidates in the room put on their headphones. Feng glanced at the test paper. The most difficult question was a mixed addition and subtraction operation for second graders. 26 plus 19 plus 58-6-5 plus 5 equals? There was also a question to fill in the or equals symbols. Compared to kindergarten questions, it was much more difficult, but still manageable. The referees gave each person a draft paper. That's right, just one. This competition actually required a draft paper. For just these few questions? Feng was helpless, but calmly took out a pen and quickly wrote down the answers on the test paper. People outside the competition were all focused on the top contenders for the championship, and no one noticed Feng. After finishing the last question, Feng slowly put down his pen and looked at the time. The competition lasted for 2 hours, and there was still 1 hour, 58 minutes, and 26 seconds left. Last time, he finished in just over 10 seconds, but this time it took 2 minutes. Feng was very dissatisfied with his speed. It took him 2 minutes for such a simple question. Looking around, everyone was focused on answering the questions, including the top 3 contenders for the championship. Feng couldn't help but yawn, feeling sleepy. For some reason, whenever Feng saw the test paper, he would feel drowsy. Learning from his previous lesson, Feng took off his jacket and spread it on the table as a pillow, then fell into a deep sleep. Because Feng's movements were too exaggerated, it attracted the attention of some people. Damn! Everyone, look at this! Ah, it's hilarious! Damn! What a lunatic! Ha ha ha! Damn! Is Qingshan District a mental institution? Ha ha ha! He just boasted about winning the championship. Put! Ha ha ha! Damn! It's raining! A girl who was drinking water looked at this scene, and the mineral water she had just put in her mouth sprayed all over the man in front of her. Laughter erupted throughout the venue. The host had to come out to maintain order. Everyone, please be quiet. The crowd gradually calmed down a bit. They all looked at Director Ma. Director Ma wished he could find a hole to hide in. Who knew Feng would do the same thing again and fall asleep? Did he think the questions would be as easy as last time? Director Ma's face turned red with anger, but he forced himself to remain calm and sat on the sofa. In his heart, he cursed Feng 10,000 times. Feng was completely unaffected. Seeing the embarrassed look on the director's face, the crowd couldn't help but laugh again. Qingshan District, are they here to perform? Ha ha, ha, not only guarding the toilet but also insisting on performing. This fearless spirit is worth learning. Ha, you've moved me with your words. If they guard the toilet without asking for a salary, I really want to hire them for our shopping mall's toilets. Such good people, I will definitely pay them. Ah, you're so mean. It's been a long time since I laughed so heartily. Participating in an elite competition and still being able to witness a performance. The crowd burst into laughter again. The host had to speak up once more to stop them. After a while, the laughter gradually subsided, and everyone focused their attention on the other candidates. Occasionally, their eyes would sweep over Feng, unable to suppress their smiles. The director looked at Feng helplessly, trying hard to control his emotions and make himself look less embarrassed. Time passed by minute, and the surroundings gradually quieted down. Except for Feng, who was sleeping, the other candidates had nervous expressions, with beads of sweat constantly forming on their foreheads. Mu Rongbowen, Luo Wenhao, Luo Qingchuan, and others also had a hint of cold sweat on their faces. Outside the venue, everyone was anxiously waiting, hoping to achieve a good ranking in their respective regions. The large display screen showed that there were only 10 minutes left. Luo Wenhao put down his pen and wiped the cold sweat off his forehead. As he looked around, he was about to check his own questions when he noticed someone sleeping in the corner. Luo Wenhao thought he was mistaken, but when he took a closer look, he exclaimed in surprise, "What the heck?" He saw Feng sleeping soundly on the table. What the heck? Sleeping during the elite competition? Ha! Qingshan District. Luo Wenhao burst into laughter. Fortunately, everyone around him was wearing headphones and couldn't hear Luo Wenhao's voice, otherwise the venue would have been filled with laughter. Luo Wenhao laughed heartily, his laughter echoing in the venue. This is hilarious. Ha ha ha, Qingshan District, ha ha ha. Luo Wenhao sat in his seat, holding his stomach and laughing. When the people outside saw this scene, they also laughed along. Luo Wenhao laughed until his stomach hurt before finally stopping. At this moment, Murong Bowen slowly took off his headphones. Bowen, look! Ha ha ha! Luo Wenhao couldn't wait to share with Murong Bowen. Murong Bowen turned his head in confusion and saw Qin Feng lying there, sound asleep. Boring. Unexpectedly, Murong Bowen didn't mock Qin Feng. He replied indifferently and began to check his own questions. Luo Wenhao instantly lost interest as well. People who don't understand the joy of life, muttered Luo Wenhao under his breath. Then he turned to look at Luo Qingchuan, hoping that Luo Qingchuan would take off his headphones. Under Luo Wenhao's fiery gaze, Luo Qingchuan finally slowly took off his headphones. Qingchuan, look! Look at the person from Qingshan district. Luo Wenhao laughed and pointed in the direction where Qin Feng was. Luo Qingchuan also looked in the direction Luo Wenhao pointed with the same confusion. Surprise appeared on Luo Qingchuan's face, but then it quickly faded as he turned to check his own test paper. TCH, only knows how to study, doesn't know how to enjoy life. Seeing that Luo Qingchuan not only didn't mock, but also ignored him, Luo Wenhao complained. After a few more minutes, one by one, the candidates in the examination room took off their headphones. As expected, Luo Wenhao loudly told everyone, "What the heck? Ha ha ha, tired of guarding the restroom, so I slept. Ha ha, Qingshan district. This is hilarious, the restroom guard district." Laughter filled the venue and the surroundings. Qin Feng was awakened by the unreserved laughter. He slowly lifted his head from the table, his eyes still sleepy, and looked at the laughing crowd. Seeing this scene, both inside and outside the venue burst into laughter. Director Ma sat awkwardly in his seat, his face showing embarrassment. A bunch of idiots. Qin Feng picked up his coat from the table, put it on, and spoke slowly to the crowd. The crowd looked at each other in astonishment. Restroom guard, aren't you the idiot? How could you come here to sleep during the elite competition? Luo Wenhao was the first to express his dissatisfaction. Who are you calling an idiot? Qin Feng coldly retorted. I'm calling you an idiot. Luo Wenhao raised his voice and shouted at Qin Feng. You called yourself an idiot, what else can I say? What? You.